Welcome to Crestview Community TV's Court TV. I'm Ryan Hardy, your Crestview Community TV legal analyst, and today we're watching the miscellaneous court date / VOP court date. You're going to see, by VOP we mean violation of probation, and you're going to see a lot of people this morning who are, a lot of them are going to be incarcerated because they violated their probation. When you violate your probation, you're not entitled to a bond. Doesn't mean you can't get one, it means it's harder to get one. On a new law violation, most people are entitled to a bond, absent some major circumstances. When you violate that probation, though, you're not entitled to a bond, but you can get one. But that leads this court date to having a lot more inmates. Now, when you're called to the podium, a couple things you can do. You can enter a plea to your VOP and say, yes, I did it, I violated my probation. And you can get sentenced. You can ask for a continuance. Let's set this down the road, maybe try to work out some details, maybe try to work out a deal. Or you can ask for a contested VOP hearing, which will be set at a later date in one of the afternoons of this miscellaneous date. Now, VOP hearings are very hard to win. It's a different standard of proof. We don't see a lot of them because it's rather easy for the state to prove if you violated your probation or not. So you're not going to see a lot of contested VOP hearings.
She comes in. We'll just skip over. How about that? Yes, sir. Nicholas Gamillion.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Gamillion coming up. He and I have discussed the state's offer. It is for a lesser included misdemeanor. Part of the probation requirements, he can't have any firearms in the house. He is currently living with his uncle who has firearms, so he's trying to make other living arrangements to avoid issues with probation. If we can enter a not guilty plea today and set him for the June the 12th, my anticipation is it should be a plea on that date.
We're going to court will enter a not guilty plea on the defendant's behalf, and we'll continue this until June 12th at 9 a.m. in the morning. Just make sure and stay in contact with your attorney in the interim, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Justin Hammett. And the next three cases all have attorneys, so listen up because I'm going to say the same thing to each of you. In all of these cases, if you are not represented by legal counsel, you do have a right to have an attorney appointed. You still have to fill out the forms and everything. However, you also have the right to consider a plea offer by the state. And in some of these cases, maybe all of them, there's been a plea offer that's been made. It's not necessary that that plea offer be accepted today. I'm sure that it will remain open at least for some period of time so you can discuss it with your attorney. So, with that, Justin Hammett, case number 23 CF 461. Has there been a plea offer that's been provided to Mr. Hammett?
Certainly, Your Honor. The offer is for him to plea as charged to the crime of grand theft. It would be a withhold of adjudication, 36 months probation. Restitution would be preserved in the amount of $1,700.16. And there's a cost of investigation due to, I believe, Niceville PD for $94.41.
Okay. So, Mr. Hammett, let's start from the beginning. You do have a right to an attorney. You wish to have an attorney appointed, or are you wanting to consider the state's offer?
I would like to consider the state's offer.
Okay. We need to have, so you want to accept it?
I want to look at it closer.
Okay. Do we have something in writing?
Judge, I'd be happy to write it out and give it to him if you'd like to sit behind me. And
okay.
In addition to that, the offer will remain open if you'd like to pass this one cycle.
Okay.
I will accept that.
Yeah, I mean, we can come back on June 12th and give you a chance to look at it or look at it today. It's up to you. We're still trying to figure out the procedure on that. We want to make sure you get it written up properly. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. We'll continue this to June 12th at 9 a.m. You have to come back for that. If you can, in the meantime, you can get a written agreement, make sure and look at it closely, and you'll have a right to have an attorney appointed at that time if you're still
Thank you, Your Honor.
questioning.
Thank
Okay?
you.
So stay in touch. Does he have your number?
If you'd like to step back, I can speak with him.
Very good.
Thank you.
Dennis Hunter. Dennis Hunter. Case number 23 CF 450. Counsel.
The state would request a capias.
Oral order of no bond capias. That's on Hunter. And Dramus King. So does the state have an offer for Mr. King?
Yes, Your Honor, but I don't have it written down. If we could possibly pass this case so I can check my notes, that would be helpful.
Okay, why don't we do this? We're going to go ahead and, because the other cases aren't up until 2:30, we'll go ahead and do a short adjournment. You can talk to Mr. King and even possibly Mr. Hammett if he wishes to, and we'll come back in. We'll have a chance. So the state will at least have a chance to give you an offer if you want to try that. You have a right to have an attorney appointed, and I'll ask you that when you come back. You can enter a not guilty plea and have a chance to talk to your attorney. Nobody's trying to push you into a plea agreement, but if sometimes people want to get it done, get it over with, so they don't have to come back to court, or they feel like it's a fair agreement. Okay?
Understand.
Okay, so just stay around for a little while, and we'll come back at 2:30.
All rise, please.